Hello students, now we'll discuss about the database keys. Keys means what? Keys are the very important part of a relational database. A key allows us to identify an attribute or a set of attributes on the basis of which a table is identified. So they are used to establish and identify the relations between two or more tables also. So we'll discuss some keys. The first one is the primary key. Primary key means what? It is an attribute or group of attributes that can uniquely identify tuples within the relations. That is called the primary key. Candidate key. Candidate key is one that is capable of becoming the primary key. Means having the capability to be the primary key. That is called the candidate key. And next is alternate key. Candidate key that is not the primary key is called the alternate key. Suppose those candidate keys, those who are primary key, means other than the primary key, are known as the alternate keys, foreign key. A non-key attribute whose value are derived from the primary key of some other table is known as the foreign key in its current table. So these are some keys are there, database keys we are discussing. So you remember these things. Okay. So that example, if you want, just I can show you that example. In primary key, that is already I have told you, it is a set of one or more attributes. Okay. It always unique in nature. It arranges the table its own order. It cannot be redeclared or left null. Remember, this is very important. Primary key we cannot do it. The examples I have given, just once you check. Okay. Next we'll discuss about the candidate key. All the attributes in relations that candidates are capable of becoming a primary key. That is called the candidate key. Okay. We can say that is candidate key minus primary key, that is called alternate key. And alternate key already I have discussed. That is a candidate that is not primary key is called the alternate key. And in other words, we can say also any attribute that is candidate for the primary key, that is which is capable of becoming the primary key, but it's not a primary key, is an alternate key. Okay. And also foreign key also we have discussed. Okay. That is a foreign key. Once again I am telling, non-key attribute whose value is derived from the primary key of another table. In other words, primary key is some other table having relationship with the current or original table. That is called the foreign key. Okay. Now we'll discuss about the structured query language, which is known as the SQL. Structured query language. Just we'll see one overview. Okay. Just let us see. SQL is a standard language for accessing and manipulating database, and SQL commands are used to create, transform and retrieve information from the relational management systems, and also that to create interface between user and database. By using SQL commands, one can search any data or in the database and perform other functions like create tables, add records, modify records, etc. Okay, MySQL is a part of that, and it is an open source and freely available relational database management system, or we can say RDBMS, that uses structured query language. It provides excellent features for creating, storing, maintaining, accessing data stored in the form of database and their respective tables. A single MySQL database can store several tables at a time and can store thousands of records in it. Okay, some features let us see. It can retrieve data from a database. It can insert records in a database. It can update records in the database. It can create new database. It can create new tables in a database. It can create views in the database. Let us see some advantages. ease of use. It is very easy to learn and use and does not require high-end professional training to work upon it. Number 2, large volume of database can be handled quite easily. Number 3, no coding required. Okay, it is non-procedural and unified language. That is, we need not specify the procedures to accomplish a task, but only need to give a command to perform the activities. SQL can be, next point, SQL can be linked to most of the other high-level languages, which make it a fast choice for the database programmers. It is portable, next point. Portable means easily we can carry it. It is compatible with other database programs like DBase 4, Foxbrew, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, etc. Number 6. SQL is not case sensitive. That is, both capital and small letters are recognized and treated as same. Number 7. Powerful language. Sorry, it is powerful means strong language. All SQL operations are performed at a prescribed and fixed level, that is on select command, and can retrieve data from multiple rows and one modify commands, can edit multiple rows at a time. These features make SQL a very powerful language as compared to other languages where only one command can process a single record at a time. Next point, 8. Reliable. SQL provides a high level of well-defined set of commands that provides the desirable results without any ambiguity. Number 9. Freedom of data abstraction. SQL provides a greater degree of abstractions freedom compared to any other procedural language. Last point, number 10. Complete language for database. Apart from being a strong query processing language, it can also be used to create, insert, delete and control access to data in database. I hope students you understood. Next, let us discuss classification of SQL statements. In classifications, first we'll discuss about this data definitions language, which is known as DDL. Actually, SQL statements are divided into data definition language, data manipulation language, which is known as DML, data control language, DCL, that is transaction control language, that is TCL. So we'll discuss DDL and DML commands in details because these other two are not in our syllabus. Okay, so in DDL, first we'll discuss it. In this of SQL permits database tables to be created or deleted, and it also defines indices, or we can say keys, specified link between the table and imposes constraints on table. It contains the necessary statements for creating, manipulating, altering and deleting the tables. Okay, some examples we can say, that is create database, use command, create table command, alter table command, drop table command. These are all under DDL commands, or we can say data definition language commands. Next we'll discuss DML commands. What is this? It is also a part of SQL that helps a user to access, manipulate their data. The DML statements are executed in the form of queries, which are handled by the compiler. It contains a set of statements: retrieve data, insert data, delete data, etc. Okay, we can, if you want some example, we can give the select command, insert into statements, update statement, delete statement, etc. So if we'll see some difference between DDL and DML commands, so just we can do. DDL stands for data definitions, DML stands for manipulations language, data manipulation language. In DDL, that is commands allowed to perform tasks related to data definitions, that is related to the structure of the data objects. But in this case, these commands are used to manipulate the data, that is records or rows in a columns or relations. Number 3 examples of the DDL commands, if we will see, that is alter, drop, grant, create, etc. Number 3 in case of DML, if will example give update, delete, select, etc. Number 4, DDL is not further classified, but DML is classified procedural and non-procedural DML. Okay, so these are some differences are there. Okay students, next we'll discuss the SQL data types. What are the various data types are there? Okay, just like any other programming language, the facility of defining data of the various types are very important. It is also available in SQL. Let us discuss one by one what are the different data types available in SQLs are there. Okay, so first data types we'll discuss, that is called the integers. That is called integers. Integer or integers we can say. It stores the positive whole numbers up to 11 digits and negative whole numbers up to 10 digits. The range of the integer, if we will take, that is be minus 2147483648 to 2147483647, negative to positive. Small int, it is 16-bit signed integer value that stores whole numbers in the range from minus 32768 to 32767. It is up to 5 digits. Numeric numbers are stored in the given format, where x is the total number of the digital and y is the number of places. Next we will see the decimal numbers, decimal data types. Numbers stored in the decimal format, where x is the size, that is total number of digits, and y is the precision, that is it is the number of places to the right of the decimal point. For example, decimal 8,2. So that means the decimal type of stored in number that has 5 digits before the decimal and 2 digits after the decimal. Okay, and 1 digit place for the decimals. Okay, like that we can do. Character or char, char, or char size we can give. Data types, this data type stores some string which has the fixed length. A maximum 254 characters can be stored in a string. If you store strings that are not as long as the size or x parameter value, the remaining space are left unused. Next is varchar, that is also a character type, varchar. This is the length alphanumeric data, but it stores the more data and declares the varchar. If size you are giving 25, varchar 25 we can give, and it releases the unused memory space if not used sufficiently. Then we can take date. The data type is used to store the date, y, m, and date format. It stores years, month, and date value. Date values can be compared with each other and only each other only, and the that is date values to be entered are to be enclosed within the curly braces or single quotation marks. Time also it is coming, that is in the format of h, mm, ss, hour, minute, and second format, and it stores hours, minutes, and second values. And for example, a time of day can be taken as the 12, 30, 45 p.m. etc. Next is Boolean type, and this type is used for storing logical values, either true or false, in both upper and lower case. T or Y stands for logical true, F and N stands for logical false. Next is memo or long we can say. This type of allows storing characters up to 2 GB per record, means more data we can store in case of memo or long. If you want to see some difference between character and varchar, I am just telling few points. Character data types provide fixed length of memory storage. It specifies the fixed length character string. But in varchar data type provides variable length memory storage. It specifies a variable length string that is changeable. Number 2 character we can discuss. The character data type can store up to 0 to 255 characters, but here in varchar it is 65,535 characters. In character, the char data type is used when the data entries in a column are expected to be the same size, but here in varchar data types is used when the data entries in a column are expected to vary considerable in size. So in this way we can just define. Here it is character data types takes memory space up to 1 byte per character. Here it is given space of 1 byte of character plus 2 bytes to hold the variable length informations. Okay, so in this way we can take this type of data. These are some of the data types used in SQL while we are representing our data or while creating the table. These data types are plays the important roles for our data what we are entering. Okay, I hope you understood, students. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.